get it out your shop.
Okay.
We didn't have no service at the job today.
Yeah, it's been like that.
Phone service. Oh, I like this.
All right, that's it.
I'm feeling myself so much today. If I had me a 22 Corvette, I would walk downstairs, pull off my t-shirt, and drive home just like that.
Really?
That's how I'm feeling with my sunglasses. That's how I'm feeling myself. Turn my music on. Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Let's drop down. That's next summer.
Next summer?
Oh, yeah.
You gonna get it?
Oh, for real. All right, start working.
Yeah, ready?
We stay ready.
Alrighty. We're gonna go live.
You got a mic check? Mic check. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. This is Creative Emotions. Listen, this is where you're going to get motivation, information, encouragement, transparency, and you're going to get these good vibes. I got Chef Wilson in the house.
Yes, and we kicking it up. It's already hot, so we know we throwing it on the grill today.
Throwing it on the grill.
Well
Pew, pew,
done.
pew.
Well done.
Listen, this is a live show. You can call in at 313-266-2811. You can give us a call and hone in on this conversation tonight. Follow all social media platforms. Chef gonna be giving you his. Mine will flash throughout the show. So if you want to give everybody away, they can
Is
reach
you
you,
the
Chef.
superstar?
Thank you.
I'm trying to get out of guest status.
You not. You
Oh,
go- you
I'm
the-
off on that? What?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we gotta talk about this later.
Oh, you got to. Oh, they got to put your stuff in there so they can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I got you because he'll do it later. But you can follow us on all social media platforms. If you have been following us, you know we have been doing relationship series, and then sometimes we just come with something real, something raw, something real authentic and prevalent, to the times.
Absolutely. And if y'all wonder why I got my sunglasses on today, I told them I'm feeling myself like Coco Sexy. You know what I'm saying? It's summertime, and this is, it's just how we gonna do it today. But Q.
Encouragement, motivation, information,
At that, thank you.
and these good vibes.
And them good. These vibes are strong today.
And these good vibes. What's that? What was you gonna say?
No, I want you to go ahead and lead, and I'll take over.
Okay, period. So today's show is about societal lies. I know, a lot of times we have been moving. We've been finding ourselves and having our being in what society says should be happening for your life. This is not a cookie cutter life for anybody. We all have our different paths, and we all have different ways that we're getting there, but we all are running a race, and the race is literally a race by yourself. So you're never in competition, it's never a rush, it's never a push, it's on your time. And so once we get back to that, these societal lies that we talk about will be broken. Yes. They won't be taking over, our lives, bringing about no fruit, because that's really what it is.
Absolutely.
So when I talk about that, I think about in every relationship we encounter, it's pressures like get a dog.
Absolutely.
Some people tell you get a dog. You don't even like dogs.
I know, my dad told me that.
You don't even like a dog. Like, what we doing? Have a baby.
That one right there too.
How you gonna tell somebody to have a baby? And this will, help with your this and that. No. Who started that? Get a spouse. And you can't even get along with yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
So these are different things that are pushed on people, and this is not cookie cutter. It is different for everybody. And these different things that I talked about, people say, this will make you happier. These things will make you happier. And I think this is one of the most fluent misconceptions, because happiness starts with you. Happiness starts with, your ability to look at the things around you, things that you can't change, and still be okay with it. That's what produced the happiness that, people look for in everybody else and everything around them.
Absolutely.
So that happiness comes from within first. You got to be happy with yourself.
You sure do.
You happy with yourself?
You know what? I am so happy with me. I looked at myself this morning and I said, man, you making you so happy. I said, I love you.
That's good. As you should.
I said, I love you. Listening audience, we're, I know we tell people we love them, but how often do you say, I love you to you?
Yeah.
Are you really?
That's a real thing.
Just getting through situations in life, making right decisions, even for the wrong decisions that gave you some teaching, right? And you come out of that, wake up in the morning and say, I love you to you in that mirror, right? Just don't look in the mirror to brush your teeth, to put on your lotion, to make sure your hair is right.
Right.
Look in that mirror and say, I love you.
I love you.
If nobody else tells you throughout the course of the day, God's going to tell you. But you tell yourself in the beginning of the day.
That's real. And it helps.
And it helps.
I know I'll be looking at myself like, girl, you doing the most today.
Yes,
And look, I be
yes,
excited
you
about
are.
it.
You doing the most today.
Shut your face.
Hey, look,
I'm just
saying,
saying,
keep
like,
walking to the building. I said, you play too much. She got this butterfly dress on, and I'm sorry to smile. And I'll say,
because I love butterflies.
yeah, as soon as I got on the elevator, I said, you play too much.
So my son, I had took my daughter to the mall and, grabbing her some things. And my son said, Mom, you're dressing up to go to the mall? I said, no, I'm dressed for the day, and I put effort in myself. You already know what's up.
Yes.
Don't
yes.
act like you don't know what's up, Fred. Come on now.
I know what's up. I'm not acting
People
like
put
that.
effort into yourself. I don't care where you're
Yes,
going.
I agree 100%.
When to take these bonnets off, you don't have to. It's a reason why back in the day, that's a part of our history where these women really put effort into themselves. They did not leave the house any type of way. They had a different type of mannerism. They allowed men to be men, and we need to get back to that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Feel yourself before you feel somebody else.
Yeah, for real. So
Now,
I often...
I need you to think about that. Feel yourself before you feel somebody else.
So as far as words...
Your
love,
understanding,
energy,
all of that.
Understanding, compassion.
Yes, feel all that before you call yourself feeling someone else. And it'll balance anything that you go into a work relationship, a personal relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
When I say feel yourself, not in an arrogant way, but all the things
Yeah.
that God has blessed you with, feel that.
Yeah. Feel that, yeah, feel
Because
yourself.
me and Q feeling it today. I'm
Yeah.
feeling it. You feeling it?
I always. Listen, even when I'm not, I am. Okay? Even when a thought try to creep in, I'd be like,
Not today.
That's what you got to tell yourself. When
Not
negativity
today.
try to come in, or you just going crazy about the situation, adding on to your negativity, tell yourself, no.
Not today.
Just like you about to touch something you ain't supposed to touch. Don't do it.
today.
So I constantly, like, when I tell myself that, I love you. Like, I love you, girl.
Yes.
It's really you looking at you. It's a reflection. And when I look at other people, I see myself. And that's how I'm able to treat people the way I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I
know.
like that.
Like, I really do. I see myself
that.
in other people. And that will determine how you treat people. I know everybody be like, you can't be like that with everybody. Well, I can't change the way God set me up. And I love to love. I feel like that's what we're here for. We're here to
Yes.
show God's love. We are an embodiment of God's love. And these societal lies is what we're here to talk about
We're
today.
going to talk about that today. So, leading into the show, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in.
Yes.
Not with this show, but the beginning of the shows when we started with the relationship series. It was just to show options for a better life. So everything we talk about, these are things that we actually live through.
Definitely.
So we can laugh and talk about it like no one else. So you guys chime in, call in, please, and share some of yours today. But
Yeah.
this is the foundation of this relationship series. I talk with Q. She's amazing. We're so transparent about everything that we talk about.
Definitely have to be.
Yeah, so this is the foundation of the series. So some of the lies that, first of all, I thought about this and I said, we first have to acknowledge these things that have been told to us by people that we deem to be important in our lives.
Yeah.
It can be a mother, a father, auntie, uncle, a cousin, a best friend. Okay. But if we take time to listen to these things, they've been said for years, right? No one's getting them right because they never should have been said.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as we talk about this today, we just need you to empty out everything. Empty out everything. Now, we may not tell you everything that will address the things going on in your life, but I believe most of them, right? So going into this series today, just empty out all things you heard from auntie and uncle and look back. Some of them just generational mindsets, and it's not
like, is it
helped
beneficial?
anyone.
Yeah.
No one in your family.
Yep.
Not at all. So we can go through this thing, and I'm just going to address the ones that were told to me as a man. Like, one of the first things I was told, like, as a man, and I guess most uncles and fathers, sow your wild oats. Wow. That came with a lot of mistakes, right? Should never been said, okay? And that sort of mindset, that lie leads into
Unwanted children.
having children out of wedlock.
Yeah. Baby mamas everywhere.
Yep, child support. Okay,
That's just to name a few.
just to name a few. You entertaining energy that you should never have,
Yeah.
right? So, guys, let's drop that one.
So your wild oats.
So,
So that's the same thing for women too. Like, don't,
y'all told that?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Like,
know. I thought it
live
was
your
a guy.
life.
Oh,
Like, why you can't live your life with somebody so you don't have to get all these bodies on you and running a miles?
And that was my next one on my list, and was told, don't get married young, don't have children young, right? But the funny thing about that
It's the
is,
opposite.
when most people approach 40, you know what you're saying? I want somebody I can build with. Wow. So if we take that statement and you go back, right?
Start that.
You didn't have
Then
to
you'll
date.
be building.
You're right. You didn't have to. You build it. You didn't have to. One of the things, date a lot of women so you can see what it is you truly want.
Yeah.
Right? No, you don't have to do that.
You saying
Pay
that's a
attention.
societal lie?
Yes, it is. You don't have to do that, right? So you're going to go back, and then what Q just said, you're going to go back because most people after 40 say, hey, I want someone I can build with. Well, you could have did that in the beginning when you had your youth, your health, okay? Not coming to a person and saying, hey, This is what's left after me
Wow.
sowing my wild oats.
This is what's left?
This is what left. Man and women do it.
Yeah, we do.
Man say, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I had a lot on my mind tonight. I'm sorry, it's out here."
Wow.
And so we don't have to do that, right? So if we just would think about these things now, mothers and fathers, if you're watching this show today, stop telling your kids stuff that was told to you. Didn't work for you, didn't work for your mother, your father, your auntie, your uncles, the ones who were unsuccessful with it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop.
It's a lie. It's never going to work.
Exactly. Just stop it already. So one of those lies is hurry up and buy a house. I know a lot of people push for hurry up and buy a house, and people talk down on other people that rent. Right? But in some cases, buying can be better than renting, and in others, can be buying. We have to count the costs. I think we look at what it looked like at a certain age. I want to have a house, I want to have this type of car, I want to have this and that and this and that. But then, we not looking at what makes monetary sense.
Absolutely.
That's a societal lie. So I am totally against campaigning that swindles people into mortgages, that put them in a chokehold, put their livelihoods literally in a chokehold. So how can you build with somebody if you come in with your debt? You come in with your debt.
Absolutely.
How is that building? If anything, we starting over. But if you change that mindset to say, now I want to build with somebody, building takes time.
Yes, it does.
And that's one thing that we can't get back is our time. So now you 30, 40, your bones cracking, back hurting, high blood pressure, toe up from the flow up, gout. I mean, all these different things wrong now. Now you want to live your best life. Listen, live your best life right now, honey. Build with you now so you won't be a burden to the next person.
And I agree, Q. I love what you just said because building does take a while because it takes a while just for the foundation to settle.
On the house.
On the house. If not,
that was
people old enough to been in homes when you get those stress lines on the walls and things of that nature,
Yeah.
you didn't let the foundation set. So you got stress lines in your relationships and marriages. Okay.
You ain't letting it set.
Just let the foundation set for a second and settle. So I agree with that 100% of what you just said.
But a lot of times we working to keep up with the purchase versus enjoying the purchase.
Yeah, and back
You
in
literally working, going crazy, never see your family, don't do nothing for yourself. Your body broke down. You haven't had a manicure. You ain't even took care of your body. You ain't went to the doctor. You doing all of this
yes,
to purchase something that you're not even able to enjoy.
back in
These
the
are
day,
societal lies.
back in the day, they said, for those who can relate with this, they say keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Who's the Joneses? And what are they doing? Because no one ever
Where they
told
at?
me. Where they at? What they doing? You know what I'm saying? What is the Joneses, right? So we trying to keep up with
Yeah.
something which is another lie.
Yeah.
So remember this. This is all to get you to spend money, right? As a consumer.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
It is.
It is.
Campaign and marketing
It's
strategies
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
to get you around and around in the same thing.
So if we go down the line, and maybe I'll share one that was told to me as a man. You can share one that was told to you as a lady. Then I was taught to put your career first. Develop your career first before you get married in a family. Wow,
What you think about that?
that doesn't work. I have close friends and family who did that, and then they ran out on time.
Wow.
Right? Then they woke up one day. Now they were fully developed in that area, but they had no children.
Wow.
Right? The women that were in their lives that were good women. No, not right now. Now's a good time for that because I'm building my career. So then you try to go back and build a family, and sometimes I hate to say it, you walk past your time.
Wow. Because a
Right.
lot of times you grow with your children and your family.
Yes, and that's the best
You
way.
grow to know them, to, like them, to love them. Hey, TL Audio, LLC, good evening to you. Thank you so much for watching. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's watching on this fine evening.
Yes. So things worth having is worth having a foundation. I remember my first child was my daughter, and I love that part. But I do remember staying up when she was teething, and that was uncomfortable when her sleep schedule was off, and that was uncomfortable, but it was worth it, right? So anything, I think, the way society lies to you about things,
Yeah.
everything has to be pleasurable. No, that's not true.
No, yeah, that's not true. Everything ain't going to.
No, Michael Jordan, he didn't like Kobe Bryant. They didn't like going to practice every day. It was hard.
Yeah.
Do another lap. You know what I'm saying? But then in the end, it pays off.
Right.
So society lies to you about things coming quick and fast, and they never last. That just happened to rhyme. I'm sorry.
That's true.
But
That
they
was
never,
sweet.
they never last. They really
was good.
don't. You know, they never last. And I've had really experienced that in my life. I've made the wrong decisions. I went with what was quick and fast, and it was fun, and it did not last.
Yeah. Shipwreck.
Shipwreck.
quick.
That's another one. How about you, Q? What's one on the ladies' side?
It's not even the lady side.
I'm sorry, I
you
just-
know, just period. Like I have a lot. I have some for men and women, but
Okay,
you know,
tell me.
examples of common pressures is you may be the first in your family to do it, and so you get more negativity than anything from that.
And what would that be? What would be
Buying a
like
house, we can still stay on buying a house.
Okay.
Like if nobody in your family has bought a home and everybody just tic-tac-toeing around in the same circle, nobody knows what it feels like, or nobody can give you any information about the process. So
Absolutely.
the
I
societal
agree.
lie is you can't buy a house. Ain't nobody, nobody in your family did it, or, people get to saying who you think you are. I feel like that's a red flag.
That is true. So
When people get to saying, who you think you are, that's a problem.
Okay.
But, someone saying being good, if you be good, then everything will be fine. Be a good person, everything will be fine. The first thing people say is, I'm a good person. I don't kill nobody. I don't steal nobody. But you have 100 other things you do. Like, that's why it's no comparison to anybody. Like, what you gonna say? I don't do this, but I do this, and this, and this, and this. What are we doing? That's not.
I agree with that one because I felt that way at one point, but it didn't stop things from going left for me in my life.
Right. And that's the thing.
Right.
You can be disappointed by the way the outcome is, even when you're this good person. When you're trying to be this good person, but that's called life.
Yes.
In Romans 5:3, suffering produces perseverance. So sometimes, things may ruffle your feathers, but it's for a reason. TL Auto say we were taught to purchase a home to avoid throwing money away each year on rent with nothing to show for it. When planned properly, purchasing a home sets you up for the future by building equity. Yes, that is true. That's absolutely true. TL Audio. In this sense, purchasing a home, you have no capital. You have money to do it, so you're really, robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's where I'm coming from with this. Like, the societal lie is, hurry up and buy you a home. No, again, if done properly, it can benefit you and your family. I agree.
I agree on that also. And people, you don't have to pay the home off. Sell it within 5 to 6 years when the equity is up, and then you move on to something else. A lot of people say, "Oh, you got to pay this home off." You never own it because you never own the land, and you be paying taxes.
Right.
So with the equity is up, sell, move on. All right. And so that's the other one right there. I was told.
So money is the root to all evil. That's a societal lie.
That's a lie. Your mind is.
It derives from scripture, though. I know even people that's not, into scripture in the church or whatever. 1 Timothy 6:10, the NIV version says, "For the love of money is a root." That just let me know it's a whole bunch of roots. So, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. That is, the societal lie that money is the root to all evil. And people use that as, it's a false illusion to look at money evil versus a tool.
And then when you say the love of it, we took it to another level because we lusted.
Yeah.
We took it to another level.
And that means you'll do anything to get it.
That right there. I've had people in my life say, you got to do what you got to do. Really?
I mean, that has its place, but it ain't
Get
to be
that
grimy
money.
and go in and
Grimy
go
with
crazy.
it. Right.
But we've been taught this when in church, and really it's the love of money that keeps us in a negative space. But you can't want wealth and despise it at the same time. And I think that's what happens now. We want this wealth, but we look at people like, "Oh, he got that for it. What she got that for? That's too much. And they can be feeding the homeless and they can be doing this." You can't want that and despise it.
At the same time, I agree with you 100% on that, Q.
Seeing different women that are materialistic or whatever, and people commenting like, "Oh, they don't need all that, and that's too much, and I wouldn't do that," and people speaking on what they wouldn't do, when really if you had the money available, you don't know what
Yeah, you set yourself
you would
up
do.
Right. I
So
agree.
I respect wealth. I'm just gonna be honest. I respect it. I try to learn from those in places of financial freedom, and you can learn from people that are in the places that you desire to go. So I believe that this is a societal lie, that money is the root to all evil.
Yes. Yeah, that is a lie. That's a lie right there.
I respect it.
One thing that I've heard a lot, and that was not in counseling, just in conversation with others. People always said, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
like-
that's deceiving.
I'm like, really?
I think it's happy spouse, happy house.
Yes. And then, so.
Dang, okay, you woke up.
You woke up.
Here you go.
So I'm going to show you how a lot of us, the ladies may have been deceived by this one. If you ever said to someone in a relationship, "You don't make me happy," you fell for the lie.
Wow. Elaborate.
Ladies, you fell for the lie. So what happens is that happy wife, happy life, and then you go on to when things are not going the way that you would like for in a relationship. You don't make me happy. That derives from that, right? So what do we do here, ladies? And then you go to the next person. They don't make you happy.
Yeah.
The next person. Okay, well, I'm still trying to make this lie true. And the next and the next. So after so many necks, you didn't share spirit, your body,
Definitely.
everything, right? So we have to I have a daughter, so we have to dismiss that one.
Yeah.
I don't say that around me. You know what I'm
Because-
saying? It's a happy couple, right?
Yeah.
And when I think about that, you have to find things to find joy about, right?
That's true.
If I laugh at a joke because I found it to be happy, if I get up in the morning, I find things I have joy about, right? I'm not putting responsibility on another person to make me happy. It's
Right.
a lie, people.
That's true.
Stop it.
That is true.
Stop it.
They said a good word, Fred.
Yeah, you guys passed of good husbands and things of that nature because you said he didn't make me happy based on society's standards.
Yeah. Or
Right.
based on looking at that one thing you did to make me happy and you're not doing it anymore. And that's why we just have to, be in the moment when it comes to allowing people to show you who they are, allowing them to listen to you to see how to make you happy. When we take this one thing and, you pass me this for my plate every day, so I can put my cup down every day, and then this breaks. We no longer have it. And now, this is missing versus you still bringing me my drink. And you may just put a napkin down because that's what
I was
we
about
have.
to say, that's when I'm going to go get the napkin.
And I'm just like, but, you used to give me the little plate and it was a little harder and it didn't drip and this and that. And so now you don't make me happy.
That right
And
there.
so we looking at this versus, what the person is still doing to still love on you that way. So I think that is definitely a misconception.
And I like that, Q. So once again, what we're doing in this series is reversing things that mindsets. So if we go back, even from some of the first series, we want to reverse these things so we can start winning.
Yeah.
Because
we need to start winning.
Yeah, we're losing.
Yeah, definitely.
We're losing people. So we're going to go on. You have another one,
So,
Q?
Yeah, society, we're not losing in that aspect. We're actually winning because we're learning and people are becoming a little bit more self-sufficient. And we're winning because you have people that really care about your well-being, and we are here.
So what I mean by the lose part is for the ones that are falling for it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we're having a show, so we can reverse that. So I do agree with you.
Yeah.
We have lost in the past. So I'm not losing, you're absolutely right. So that's going to put in the present.
Yeah,
so
I just
we're
had
not,
to change that because we kind of
Thank
left on
you.
that note. And I was like, I don't like it.
See, this is how we talk on the
I
phone.
don't like
got
it.
you.
I don't like
agree with
it.
you. I like that either. So in the past, we have failed.
Yes.
Right, we have failed. So all this information, so we can start winning.
Yeah, so society has really come for women. I'm gonna be honest. Like this whole "you don't need a man" with the exclamation mark. Where did it come from, and why is it trying to stay? This is a lie. This is a societal lie. And listen, it's produced so many different type of women. I can't even go through the list.
Hey, look, ladies, I might interrupt you. That's a lie, because I need you to need me.
Yeah, you
Because
better.
I have a need to be there for you. That's a
better come
lie.
on.
You know what I'm saying?
That was sweet.
Please, that's how God built me.
Wow. Hey, Calvin. Thank you for joining. He said that's true.
Yes.
TL said focusing on the thing you don't have versus valuing the things you have. Yes, sir. That is the truth. But we have to expose the lies that's branded in our head, no matter where they're coming from. People nowadays frown upon and don't honor monogamy or virginity with our younger generation. Valuing monogamy is just safe. It's like,
Yes.
you know, you really don't want to play. They talk about monkeypox out now and chicken
What's
pox.
that? Monkeypox?
Yeah, the monkeypox.
Oh, I seen that before.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's not sexually transmitted, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's some people out here. I gotta do what I gotta do.
I'm
Get
just-
that cash. All right.
I'm
You
just
ain't
saying.
cashing in, all right.
But monogamy and virginity with our young people needs to be more talked about. I feel like there's a lot of outside influences. I know my children be sick of me, honey, because I'm be like, come here. They're like, Ma, cut the radio down. Let me talk to you. Okay, well, let me talk to you about this. And how you feel about this? And I feel like we just need to get in their business and we need to keep it real with them. We need to let them know when we talking about sex, like sex is a thing. Yes, it does feel good. Yes, it'll make you feel this way. Don't just tell kids, don't stay away from that and don't you do this and don't you. No, that's not enough for them. They are overly exposed. Honey,
Yes.
it's soft porn on TikTok. I be so irritated with that.
I'll be so. I'm
And
like,
these kids,
wow.
the smaller kids have TikTok. I'm like, okay, enough already. So we gotta be careful. We gotta be more intentional with them because these young kids are using it as a badge of acceptance almost. My son in the 8th grade, some of the stuff he be telling me that they be doing, I had to look back like, oh yeah, we did have a such and such that did such and such, and then she got labeled that. Oh, we
Absolutely.
did have this, and we did smoke in the bathrooms, and we did, do all this stuff in high school. So it's nothing but, history repeating itself. So we got a upper hand, for real.
For real.
We
For
really
real.
got an upper hand. We can be like, okay, this is what happened now. We got to be careful because these kids not be trying to throw it back in your face like, I mean, you did it.
Well,
And
they don't.
Remember you said. I be like, nah, what you not going to do is throw this stuff back in my face, and I be trying to keep it real.
Absolutely.
But all of this stuff it has devastated consequences. And the end goal should be marriage in a way. Like, if you're not living in a place where you living in, you got multiple wives and that's okay and you sleep good at night because that's how you live. Other than that, you should be looking for marriage with somebody eventually.
You should. You should. It's a beautiful thing. With the right person, it is a beautiful thing. I truly believe in it. So,
Kelvin
yes.
said, I think some women have been hurt so much that it's a byproduct.
Some of us men have
Yeah.
also, Calvin, but it's true.
Yeah, that is true, sir.
You know why people are out here hurting? They said many years ago, hurt people, and it really
Definitely.
do. For the lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
To have integrity, accountability, right? So you're absolutely right. So
Yeah.
how do we do that? We're doing it right now because
Each one reach one.
But yeah, we're not falling for this no more. We really have to stop with this, really.
It's like enough already. But we hear a lot about, these are some of the things that women hear that I feel like, we hear a lot about our bodies. Kelvin said, having the dialogue is the right approach because they will learn it from the other sources. So why not learn it from you? Yes, Calvin, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, honey, because it's all around. But as far as societal lies, concerning women, we hear a lot about our bodies, and it has caused a lot of self-consciousness. I see, a lot of people, like, I feel a certain way about certain things that I have going on, or that, may not be like, oh, I can do this. Oh, I want my hair growing this, right here and over here. And I just, we have these little things, but societal lies, come for our bodies, come for our, everything shaming. And it's hard. Like, supermodel bodies have bamboozled us for so long.
Okay.
Growing up, all I seen was this. And so women was literally throwing up, like, got diagnosed disorders because they going after societal lies. That's not even healthy. That's not, everybody's not a supermodel. So why should it be like, why should it be that? Or not seeing people with our shapes in position, or when you Google, every time you Google something, it ain't us. They don't look like us. So, it's not until it's being glorified in the rap songs, the music videos, and such, that our lips, our hips, our bodies, and now everybody like, oh, shoot, Sir Mix-a-Lot, I think he may have been a part of this. I like big butts, and I can't. Not everybody looking at their butts like, I want a butt.
I seen that at work today, and they walked through. This give them some theme music, right? And I'm like, they like really like they've made it, right? So I do agree with the women and stuff. I have 5 sisters, so I've heard the conversation.
Yeah, the body shaming we do to others and ourselves.
Right, and that has shaved years off your life where you could have been focusing your purpose in life. When you're trying to, I hear women who go to Miami for these butt lifts, whatever thing else, and they put so much. They invest $6,000-$7,000 into that thing, right?
Yes.
Why not invest $6,000-$7,000 into your purpose in life, your business, whatever it may be, right? I said, wow. I said, that's pretty deep, right?
Yeah.
To come back for acceptance.
Yeah. And still be looked at a certain way. You still gonna get labeled. You still about to be put in a box. These dudes still gonna talk about, your legs smaller than your butt. Women gonna be laughing, and it's just like,
it never ends.
It just never ends. So you really got to be happy with yourself. These are societal lies that body shame. It makes us feel a certain way, and it has brought up a lot of self-consciousness. So, women have begun to look at themselves like more beautiful. I see it a lot, and I always tell women that they're beautiful.
Yes, I do also.
I always tell them.
You know what, Q? You're so beautiful today.
Oh, thank you.
You look amazing.
Thanks.
So look, what you do. So,
but I tell women all the time.
Let me ask you a question. So societal lies, do you feel like they come from the ones closest, the uncles, the aunties, the closest? That's the reason why we hold them so close? Or are we just accepting them from social media? Where do you feel like they come from that has the greatest impact on a person's mind?
I think it's a balance, but since we are really into social media, that has a lot to do with how people are looking at themselves.
Wow. Okay.
And I do, for certain, a little bit of ways, people are really showing their true colors, though, because, at first you couldn't have anything in your background, right? You wiping mirrors, you vacuuming, you moving all the trash out before you make a video. Now, honey, these videos be like in anything, so... It really, I mean,
oh, yeah, you're right.
You know
you're
what I'm
right.
saying?
I see what you're saying now.
Backgrounds, clothes piled up. They out in the garage. It's dirty. It's like you in the barn. I mean, people just like, whatever. They out here. So I don't know. It's a little different because it's a lot of acceptance and people just looking to be entertained.
Looking to be entertained. Wow.
People are looking to be entertained, so it can be from social media. It definitely can come from a person that's near and dear to your heart because people value what you say. That's just like at my job, being a steward, being being able to come to people with information or give them the right information. If I tell you something just on the I'm thinking is this, they gonna hold on to that word.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, well, I got you. I'm gonna get this off of here.
Oh,
whatever it is, they gonna be like, oh, she got me. So it's the same thing. People that's near and dear, people that you trust, you're going to listen to what they say.
And I wanted to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
For those who didn't know, you were local, what is it,
51.
51, yes. So Q just, she won her position as a delegate. right?
As a delegate, I sure
And-
did.
And she was
Constitutional
out.
Convention delegate.
Let me tell you something. We talk a lot, so all sort of things were thrown at her. Not only that, the
Oh, my
week that
goodness.
she campaigned, it was the highest, 100 degrees.
Yes.
She was out there saying, my hair is sweating out, this, that, and the
That's
other.
why I got this.
But this woman did not give up.
Amen.
She did not, And, congratulations on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
More lies that are told to women are that men are our enemies, or men are enemies of women's empowerment. That's where this, this whole we don't need them and this and that and they don't. I think it can be over the top, but I feel for the most part, the right man will encourage you and won't feel intimidated by your empowerment or, whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you're not emasculating him in the process.
And what I like to add to that is those who pay attention to history, stop being, at this point, talking to all ladies, especially African American women.
Yeah.
They did not come from African American men, because not only was that so for African American women, it was for all women, right? And it did not come from us. Okay? So
Kelvin answering the
Yes.
question. He says both. They are comments made in the family that may subsequently afflict you, while social media portrays false narratives and lifestyles.
thank you, Calvin. So the reason why I said that, because
That's what's up.
that's a generational curse mindset.
Yeah.
So, a person can love you, but they can give you information based off another generational curse.
Yeah.
So I challenge everyone
See if
to
it's
look,
working.
I challenge for everyone to look back in their family generation and see if this word is work for anyone.
Yeah.
He said,
Anybody.
I may need to reevaluate this, because granddaddy was
Right.
successful. My daddy, my uncle, my cousin, we still talking and
We
stuff.
still struggling.
At the barbecue in the backyard throwing horseshoes. He's still saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Just be quiet and say, you know what? I'm gonna dare to be different. This ain't working for nobody.
This is not working.
Yeah, we all on child support. Just whatever. Like, maybe it's okay to be faithful and not cheat on your wife.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need a side. Well, come on. This
Right.
ain't work for nobody.
Right. It
So-
always is.
Let's challenge this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it I was thinking about for like ladies, and I remember being a young man, and I was at plenty of barbecues, people's family events, and I always heard a auntie or whatever talking to a young lady that was first started out dating. Well, don't let them pay you cheap. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them pay cheap on a date. So then I said, wow. Right. So some of those women, they grew up, and I went to school with them.
Yeah.
And they sought off a man that for financial reasons, right?
Yeah.
So their whole thing was, I'm not going to let a man play me cheap. Not I'm a man that's going to honor me and love me
Wow.
and respect me.
Yeah.
But their main focus is, I'm not going to be played cheap.
And that's a societal lie,
That's societal.
because you can go and have a picnic
Yes.
and lay back and read a book and
And have an
have
amazing
some food.
time.
Yeah, have some food, have a picnic basket.
That's right.
Be out there laughing and talking, and that's a date. That's effort. And so, now that needs to be taught. So that, if he don't spend this much on you, he ain't about you and all. That's a societal
And
lie.
this is my thing.
And they may have the money. I'm sure they have the
You
money.
can have the money
They
and
don't have
still
to spend
invite a
it.
woman over and cook dinner for her.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Right out your refrigerator, guys, ladies, right? It's
Yeah.
going to taste good. You're going to have amazing service and everything else. So let's dismiss that part, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we are going to, we are moving forward.
We moving forward.
As long as we're here, we moving forward,
Yeah.
right?
No, that's right. Them generational curses have many in chokeholds. Yes, Kelvin, that is the truth. We're going to have Kelvin on the show. He coming through with the jam.
Yep.
And TL Audio. Gonna have y'all come on in.
Come on in.
Come
with it.
on in the room.
So we do have to stop that. And these are people that we hold close to us.
Yeah.
That's been something in my mind for many years. And it's just past, and I'm telling you, God's He's so amazing.
He is.
So for Father's Day weekend, I had my dad come in from Atlanta, and we had the most amazing time, right?
Yeah. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yes, yes.
I know y'all missed me last week. I was, we wasn't here last week.
But you
I
were
was campaigning.
you
Here
were
in spirit.
campaigning.
Happy Father's Day.
And my dad left out of town. He left out of town yesterday, but I took him down to the marina and we talked
Yeah.
with some of my buddies. And he dropped so many jewels. And I had always said this before a parent leaves this earth. You should sit down with your children and say, hey, I told you some things. And I told you at a hurt state of mind or
Yeah.
a state of immaturity. My dad is 85, got his right mind, and he reached that date and he dropped them.
Wow.
Right. And it was good to
He passed
hear.
down to you.
He passed them down. I said this and I did this, son. And I don't want you to hold on to this. And I'm not going to details because they were for me and everybody's is different. But it was just very enlightening to hear, be like, wow, thank you. I love you for that. Right.
Yeah.
Because I was really holding on to that part of that statement.
Right.
So my dad is 85, but if you're 35, 45, 55, let your today be your today. Let it be my dad's 85, let it be your 55 or 45
Yeah.
or 35. Sit down and talk with your children and say, I told you some things and
That
it just
wasn't
wasn't right. I was
Because
in
it ain't worked for me.
it didn't work for me. I was
And I-
hurt. I was immature. Let's do this. Let's do that like today, right? Let's do it this weekend.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Lady, mothers, fathers, let's do that today, seriously. It makes a difference.
That's true.
I'm 55 years old, and when he told me that, it touched my heart. I was like, what?
That's good.
I was like, wow,
I mean,
I'm
it's
a
gonna
grown
make-
man, and that touched my heart. I was like, man, I
Because
love
we ain't
you.
never learning. We ain't never stop. We gonna never stop learning. TL says, Chef, it's like the old tradition of cutting the bone on the ham hock, but when they follow it back to the original reason, it was because the pot wasn't big enough for the bone. That's true.
That's true.
Women cutting something a certain way. You like, why you doing that? 3 generations down the line, they like, I don't know, my mama did it. I don't know her mama did it. I don't know my grandma did it. And she like, girl, I just ain't had no pot. And I just put that in there. So you cutting off all this good meat. And you got a big stupid pot. And you doing that because it was passed down.
It
But
was
that's
passed
not for
down.
you.
That's right.
That's not for you. I know, another societal lie is that we are in competition with, with people. We're not in competition with anybody, especially not a man.
No.
For women. It's like, like I said, when people say, who you think you are? And, we're looking at the glossy versions of others, it can have you comparing, jealousy, feelings of inadequacy, having just stupid pressure for no reason. Like, dang, I got to get this or I got to do this. And it's like another life being, and you're not in the loop of social media. So a lot of people are in social media.
Okay.
This is another lie, that you're not in the loop because you're not on social media.
Wow.
This is another lie. And so, because you have people very, very in tune and in touch that are not on social media.
Yes.
I think the need to overshare has desensitized us to a point that we're not having true, authentic connections with people.
I like that, Q. You said overshare.
Yeah, you can definitely overshare. It's like every little thing you do, it's like, it's enough. So all the stuff I'm speaking life, you speak life about, your different things. I'm rooting for my brothers. I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm
And I'm
rooting for
rooting
you.
for my
I'm
sisters.
rooting for you. I'm
know?
rooting for you. But
Yes.
being in social media it don't mean, that they're not in the loop. So a few lies that I've noticed about men is thinking they have to go at everything alone, so they shut out everybody around them, especially the ones that love them.
I'm a victim of that. I did that.
So you just doing everything by yourself. You struggling. I've heard some horror stories about men, things that men went through, and because of their pride, because of their ego, because of whatever they were going through, they didn't tell anybody. Or they going through grief, they going through stress or depression, and they lashing out at everybody, because they don't have the heart to just tell somebody. So women, we have to be a safe place. Right? And you have to look for that safe place. You have to discern that safe place, men, before, you just cut yourself off like that. It's detrimental.
No, I have to say on the show, I was told that. And if I was told if you're ever down or something going on, just fall off the grid for a second. Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody see you. Don't talk to nobody. I was told that, right?
Wow.
And then you come back, right?
A lot of people say that. Like,
Yeah, and that's not so because this last year I stayed on a grid, and I don't care. I didn't disappear.
Yeah.
A lot of people know things that I went through,
Right.
But they just saying. I think it was encouraging for some people to be resilient.
yeah,
right?
to keep going. Definitely dealing.
And that's
with
how
it.
the enemy wants you. He wants you by himself because he can speak to your mind.
Yeah.
Let's not allow that, right? And we're not going to allow that. We're not going to allow that. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Period.
We're not going to allow it because we're going to keep dropping these nuggets, this information. We have some of the most amazing people chiming in, like
Yeah.
Calvin. I love you, my
TL
brother. Go
Audio.
ahead. TL Audio, continue, right?
So Kelvin just said that shows growth. Children don't come with a handbook, but admitting the mistakes that you made with them helps to mend the relationship. It also teaches them to do the same with theirs.
Absolutely.
Yes, buddy.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yes, buddy.
You know, we pray about a lot of things, but that's what I'm hoping for, and I have faith in, but hope also. And I like that, Kelvin. I spend, often I told guys, and this is maybe still in the grid, but a little bit off. I said the cheat sheet to being a good father, because I'm a man. I said, if there's anything that you wish your dad would ever say it to you, did with you, spend time, just do it with your children.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys say, oh, I don't know how to be a father. Yes, you do.
Not overcompensating though.
Not overcompensating. But if it's the cheat sheet is if you don't know how to be, right? The things that you hope for, just give them to your children. I wish my dad would have sat down and talked with me more. Sit down and talk with your children.
Yeah.
You understand?
Kick
I
it
wish-
with them. We be on the phone with everybody else. Kick it with them kids.
Spend a little time for men that are single with children and you're dating.
Yeah.
Let's what I'm anybody knows me, and if you follow my page, when I have time with my kids, it's just time with my kids.
As it should be.
I'm not taking
Give 'em
somebody
some,
I'm
brother.
dating. I'm not
Sick of
doing
it.
any of that, right? It's my kids' time. We going to the game. We just went to the game,
Man,
and it's just my kids' time.
if it's not
you know?
your wife,
Yeah, if it's not, it's just.
and
this
even
is
if it
us.
was, put the
Right.
kids in the mix, brother.
Even when I was married, I got up early and I would shake my daughter. I'd be like, Cam, you up? She's like, yeah. I said, let's go to breakfast. And that was my father and daughter date,
Yeah, that's
right?
what's up.
And then I did it with my son. I'm like, Eric, come on, man, we about to go out. And I
Gotta
did
keep
that.
them feeling like important to you.
Yes.
You gotta keep that relationship. You are the
Yes.
first example,
Yes.
men and women, that your children will ever see. Like, my daughter described me as Wonder Woman, and she don't even know.
To get
That's
you
what
on
I
that
was
Wonder
calling
Woman
myself.
outfits. You are, though. You're pretty amazing.
Listen, I appreciate that, but just seeing that that's coming from her, knowing that they come first, no matter what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life is my life, but I know that I brought life into this world, which is my responsibility first. And even when I remarry or get married again, you know, I will have a balance of making sure that my children have their place.
And
That's
I
what's supposed to
agree.
happen.
That, that right there, that balance, right? So mature people will understand that part. And if you're with someone and you're dating someone and they don't understand that part,
Yeah. That's a problem.
it's a big problem because they
That's a
probably will not understand you down the line, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I know people say, my children are a package deal. Yes, they are, because they were here before
Them
you,
kids don't nobody think about them
right?
kids.
So
As soon as
it
they
is
think about
part
them
of-
kids, they be ghost.
Yeah. Because for people
They
who
like,
are
oh,
ghosts,
I gotta do all this.
people who are ghosts, they struggle with being a parent because they don't know about compromising and sacrificing.
Or they just be
Right.
in a place in their life where they don't want to deal
Selfishness.
with children. Yeah.
Well,
and that's fine.
I see, a child is always going to be in your life if you hope to be a grandparent. They never go anywhere,
Yeah.
right? So when people say, I don't want to date someone with a child, so do you have a son or daughter and you're hoping for grandchildren?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you saying here? You don't want to deal with your grandchildren? So
It's a responsibility.
right, someone says that to you, think about that, be like, wow.
So I do have a couple other societal lies I feel
Okay,
like
go ahead.
men are plagued with. We got a few more minutes before
Thank
we
you.
wrap up the show. It's been an amazing show. You must have felt empowered hearing that. Oh, yeah, he was talking to you, Chef. So wealth determines a man's value. These are societal lies I feel like men have been told. Wealth determines a man's value. You shouldn't measure your self-worth with your net worth. And that's my statement toward that. Wealth determines a man's value. Another lie is men shouldn't express themselves or be emotional. It's called weak. I think
Yes,
that's
it
a
is.
lie. I think that's a lie. I feel like you need to have a balance. If not, you're going to be walking around like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I pick things up and put them down all day long.
With high
That's the
blood
problem.
pressure. With high blood pressure.
High blood
And
pressure.
it says, man, we internalize everything. So you're absolutely right.
Hey, Ricky. This Ricky Williams is on here.
Oh,
Hello.
what's up, Rick?
From the paint shop.
Yeah, I know. What's up, Rick?
Damien Spurell. There isn't a rule book to parenting. Parenting is just like being in the medical field. It's a practice. It's all practice. Every
Yes.
situation is different. That is correct.
You're
Shout out to
absolutely
everybody
right.
who's watching. You guys are chiming in. We appreciate that because you are a part of the show. I thank you guys for joining. Again, when you come to the show, we're going to be encouraging, motivating, bringing information, transparency, because life is about experience. It's about making mistakes and learning from them. And so that's what you're going to get. Another lie is masculinity is defined by physical strength or athletic ability.
No, it
People come in, they got all these muscles and can't even use the bathroom. Like, come on now.
Absolutely.
You like this and can't even hug nobody. What's wrong? Because
Society.
you need that balance. Society, I'm just going, strut around.
That's that thing like tall, dark, and handsome. So what if you're not that handsome and you're kind of short? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, know that you're important. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Listen, choose
people.
to take back your life and make it make sense
Absolutely.
to you.
Thank you.
These lies that we have been told has really affected us in a lot of ways. I mean, even people on the ground right now, they can't come back, to try to do this thing right again. Or at the last minute, they figured it out. Like, wait, I wasted so much time doing this. I wasted so much time worrying about what people were saying about me. I wasted so much time running after all of these women, and all I needed was one. I wasted my time giving my body to all of these men, and they didn't even value me. I didn't value myself. We gonna have to really look in the mirror to say, hey, these lies are not benefiting me. They are not benefiting you.
They're not. And you're absolutely, fellas, all we need is one good one. Between our purpose in life, supporting your family, your health, that's a lie. We really don't have time for more than one.
Yeah.
You just
A
mess
lot.
up. You just need one good one, right? But you have to take your time with that one good one, right? So we've been giving you the nuggets on how to approach that, and that's approaching yourself first.
Yes, definitely.
And that's I just want one. Just give me one good one.
He said, just one.
Just one.
I don't know. Not with your hot boy summer, you going to have a couple. But you won't just one.
I just want.
So you just
one.
trying to find that
I
one.
just want. That's it.
Listen, Kelvin says, right, Damien, and what might work for one parent might even work for the same way with another. The biggest thing is find what works for you. That is the truth. And so what I want to say is, in these last couple minutes, is stop outsourcing all your thinking and get in touch with your spirit.
Absolutely.
When you outsource your thinking, you are dependent on everything outside of you, outside of what you have. You can self-govern and manage your own life. I think that is another way we find excuses, when we give our power over to other people.
Absolutely,
You
I
give it
agree.
over to going to church, and you like, I'm gonna tell this to the pastor, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and you putting all of this glory and this, this reverence on a person when you're not even giving it to the God that's in you. So stop giving your power over to others by the droves. When you give your power over by indulging in, too much of something, that's outsourcing yourself. That's taking too much from you. So I want you to be mindful of that. When you are confident in yourself, your knowledge, the skills you have and you gain over time, you will understand you don't have to be all knowing, because the source that's all knowing is in you. So all you need to do is trust your process and be okay with your journey, but be intentional with your journey, because this has become one of the biggest lies of all. So we have to stop outsourcing.
We have to stop it.
And so you can get your last remarks, buddy, because, we got one more minute.
Well, thanks for the minutes.
I thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hopefully we said something today that touched a part of your life. If not, tune in next week and we will. Every week, we're not going to touch on everything, but we plan and promise to touch on most things, right? Mm-hmm. And if you guys have some show ideas, chime in. Let us know when we address that, because this is not about what we experience. It's about what you experience. And your experience may be another person's experience, and it may help them.
Definitely.
So please chime in.
Listen, I want to thank you guys